tested anything about like index funds and stuff like that. I'm like, what about Pokemon cards? What about have you guys heard of keyboards?
Probably nobody's really even using there yet, because like.
Yeah, think about investing some money in documents.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
What's that?
Oh, yeah, but
I think I am.
Yeah.
the
So what do we do?
sign-on you get for all the
So you guys are gonna do like half
like
a
$150
Oh, I
worth
see.
of,
We're just
that's specific for the hackathon. That's only been
We're
published.
just
in the
gonna
last
put his
week.
phone number, call him.
Oh, is there a specific one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
It's
why
open
we're
at
doing all
TADHack
the
sites,
knowledge.
you can
That's
see
what
TADHack
we're
sites,
doing.
and then
Same
you
as
can,
well.
there's all the dev resources, you click on that, and that's got the sign on it.
And I could change my code to include
If
that.
you want to do it, I'll allow you guys can just
Oh,
like
no,
every
I
part,
love it.
every part of
It's
the
so terrible
whole
like
board.
I want to speak so I hate public speaking.
Well, that's just a matter of changing the key, right?
That's not just me.
Public, it's only
I don't know,
a small group of people.
And online for potentially millions.
No, those aren't, that's not those. I can't see some.
Yeah, that's
Technically.
It's gonna get posted on YouTube and watched for years and years down the road.
Can you tell me where to find that so I can get ready to
Okay, no.
replace that on the phone?
Which,
I don't think ever went back on one, because I was just curious, like my first
oh,
year. I wanted to see some previous
well,
hackathon
if you
it.
go to
I watched
TADHack.com,
Ian.
and then you'll see as you scroll down all the developer resources.
You went to
So you
Ian?
click on the symbol,
Oh.
developer resources,
Yeah.
and then in there, it's got the sign up for their account, $150 worth of credits.
Oh, I already have that.
Here's one thing we
Okay.
got to check out together. He's supposed to do
Yeah.
our meetings on a Sunday.
Okay. You're
So
right.
I thought it was
There's
a
only one
specific
person.
key, okay?
No.
Ian's just making around half the post all the time. The
Yeah,
only person there that takes things seriously is
Jeremy and Adam a bit.
Tom.
Oh well.
Did we also add, where's the container? Where's the container? Is the container on the wrapper? Yeah.
What do you want to say?
I don't know.
Still
Did you guys want to present?
files that I have. I got the document file.
What you guys? I usually do it. In the past I've done it, so I just got used to it. Okay. I can do the intro and the problem. Do you feel comfortable with how it works? You know what's going on? Yeah.
We still have this one slide in here from the cloud. It's just like.
See if they're
That's how it works.
No, I was looking at the copy.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's live streaming, so whenever you're ready.
oh. All right. I guess we're gonna go up.
Okay, sure.
Close enough. Oh, let's get German. The German. Are you ready to present your thing too? Your little layout?
Sure.
But we'll do a pause between pictures, so we'll do yours first, then we'll do John's second. Okay.
Go for it.
Wanna come up?
Oh, but I have to
No, we're all gonna
show
go
you.
up. Yeah.
You have to show your face.
Jeremy, you should present your little SMS hack.
I will present.
Yeah, I will. We'll do it as a separate.
Yeah.
So this is the live stream, so this is the record, because this is what the judges are going to judge. So, I know it's not ideal, but just along here. So this is the edge of the camera. Don't go near the camera. It's all lined up. Okay? Don't go near the camera.
You can tell how much time you spent doing that.
Yeah.
How do we connect to this?
So present from here. Okay. Let's make sure this all gets set up first. And then project. Okay. Use your outdoor voice.
Say it with your chest.
What if we don't have HDMI?
Okay.
Oh, I got a converter.
Oh,
Do you have USB-C on that?
No.
No, they've got a
it's a Mac.
Under
Thunderbolt.
USB?
Oh.
under thing. wasn't during the
What
day.
is blue alert?
So the leads here.
I don't know, I know the infrared alert is, I don't know what the blue alert is.
Yeah.
I can't get my phone.
Is there in regards to that?
Looking for some guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the guy.
Missing, yeah.
Oh.
That blue alert was like awesome.
Is it
You
the
did
guy-
something and now you're missing.
Oh, he killed the cop.
Ooh, is
Yeah.
that good?
Isn't that what blue alert means? I don't know, I forget.
I'd never seen them before.
I've never been older.
Each color
Never
means
been older.
I didn't know there was more than amber.
Amber's kid's missing, silver's they lost an old person.
Where's that, Jack?
Why do you know all of these?
Those are the only two I remember.
You know, the signs about silver alerts for all of the toll roads.
Yeah.
I was looking up there, see my name's on there, I'm not, it's okay. My wife has it up there.
Why can't this find
So-
Big Dash?
Please stop now.
Why is this not finding Big Dash? But,
You have given as well.
yeah,
Do you have a converter?
Oh.
Usually on the, it's
Do we have a solution?
normally on the load.
Oh.
On the
No.
Windows menu,
Oh.
scroll down to get, and then
Let me just
get-
ask
get-
you.
I don't have I only have a
the folder,
USB-C.
yeah, inside that is get that.
And your app is local,
Uh,
so I don't have access to it.
My computer isn't working. I bet I was fixed for some reason.
Yeah, we need the cable.
You have a cable for the USB-C?
Yeah, but she doesn't have USB-C. She has.
No, push up the
Thunderbolt.
latest change and I'll get it running in a second.
I mean, I'm being used a little bit.
And you have access to the PowerPoint?
No.
It's a link on Slack. TADHack.
On this computer over here, add it to the.
Yeah, it's the computer there that I'm trying to, it's
You got it?
You need a display port.
display.
Okay. So I don't have a display port now.
I don't think no one does anymore.
I know.
Check these old
I
models.
did, and it was about 18 months ago that it didn't get returned to me.
It's the display port right here.
All right, give me a second, give me a second.
Yeah, it is. No, no.
Well, anything works, but.
No worries.
Why don't you present maybe your SMS app then, and then we'll get this ready. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, or I can pull the latest branch right now and build it.
Yeah, but you gotta do all that, okay.
The latest change.
Usually in the final,
There's a final app print.
Oh, your name? Receive it comes out.
I think you should
Yeah.
present your other one.
First?
Yeah, 'cause we're not ready.
I put it to me.
Okay,
Doesn't sound like we're ready.
she should be able to hold on.
Unless you can get it ready.
Wait a second. Change.
This is before. And you saw that.
Let's see if we've got anything.
Oh, you
We're
did.
gonna just change laptops.
display.
That's the CSS.
Down here.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I just stole this from the lab over there.
Oh my god.
We have to return it.
Thank you.
I'll allow it.
Prices averted.
No. And then-
Game changer. Okay. Yeah, no further than that edge there.
Yeah.
No, further
Oops, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just give you so you know where they end. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
In,
Wait, what happened?
in.
One-time transfers.
Wow, that's bad.
We don't want to be in front of the.
Put it on the dashboard. It doesn't work. Go to the dashboard.
What's the left limit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we can be all the way over here.
You can be here, you
Okay.
can block this.
Okay.
No, let me.
I mean, we can sit in the.
Yeah, so let me
You guys
just,
can move this way. We can get out of the way of the.
Oh, wow, all the chairs are.
because the problem is they need to be near enough so I get good audio.
There's cheers, other rooms you roll.
I can save your number, but it's 858.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you.
Okay, so that,
They can't see the.
can't see the presentation. But what you could do,
What's
Could
gonna
you
happen
move
is
it
that
slightly-
Hunter, me and him are gonna pretend like we're
I
having a
can-
conversation. And then. we're
Oh,
gonna bring
okay,
a little
that'd be better.
application,
Thank
we're
you.
gonna-
I just need to have branding.
Call me and then
Understood.
I'll join
Yeah.
the call.
Yeah, we just needed more room, 'cause- so we aren't.
Hang
all-
on, let me just,
So if a couple of us can sit on this side, there's enough room to see you now.
I've done all the languages before.
and you can see,
Yeah.
that shows you where you are.
Can 2 or 3 of you guys sit on that side of the?
I'm
Just so we-
used to
Okay.
making things too far or
No, you're still in the.
Yeah, you're still in.
Good.
German.
And you're blocking them, but
Is that good?
it's up to you. It's how you want to.
I'm okay with, I'm not camera friendly.
Sorry.
You're good.
No, let's just see. Because you're great. You're on the limit. That's perfect. And then,
You know, you should be here, because I don't know how to use the mic.
All right.
good.
Present. All right.
Right, and then you can just, it's up to you, let you sort yourselves out there. But you've got, and oh, people won't be happy because I'm cutting off one of the logos.
Uh-oh.
Let me just get it repositioned because you're close enough to the mic that I can, yeah, I need to have subspace in there.
Mhm.
Okay, but yeah, if you squeeze in, just squeeze in.
Cool.
Okay.
That's good.
Oh yeah, you're all there. Well, you can see yourselves there. Okay, as long as I've got those 5 logos there, we're good. Okay? So when you're ready, go for it.
Okay.
And remember to project. And audience, please be quiet.
So, hello, we are Notify. We are a virtual meeting assistant. What we're doing is we're trying to make meetings more palatable for people. So 35% of employees reported that they spent between 2 to 5 hours in a meeting that they didn't actually provide any results from it. Basically, they got nothing out of the 2 to 5 hours out of their day, out of an 8-hour day. Meetings over, so 54% of those meetings are actually over 30 minutes. And what we did was we created an application to try and, summarize what was happening in a meeting and to transcribe what people said during that meeting so you don't actually have to attend it. Basically, we can cut down a 30-minute or an hour-long meeting into 5 minutes of just reading the notes for a meeting that you didn't really need to be in. Only 2 to 3 people actually need to be in a meeting. The rest are invited and just need to be able to see that summary.
Yeah, so the way it works is that you're going to enter the meeting number on a website using like a little app with some two-factor authentication. The app is then used to call into the meeting using the TADHack API. And then the bot basically sits there and records the meeting, passes it over to Simple AI to transcribe the meeting and then pull out just a summary. So it condensed to about 10 to 11% of the total content of what's being said and just grabbing the important details. And then the meeting notes are then posted on the website that they can go back to at your convenience and get a sense of what happened in the meeting without having to actually attend it yourself. And these are the sponsors that we used.
And here's a demo.
All right, so for the demo, we're gonna go ahead and log ourselves into our little application. But the demo's gonna be a pretend conversation between me and Hunter here. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a phone call, and then we're gonna go ahead and have the app call me so we can go ahead and just kind of like join it in a 3-way conference call for now. In the future, we do plan to like have other integrations such as with Zoom and stuff that is currently not supported at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Hunter a call. Hopefully I call the right number. So Hunter's gonna pick up. And then
Hello.
we're gonna have the application call me in basically right now. It's not recording yet until that number joins in, which it is right now. So we're gonna go ahead and hold and accept and then merge the calls. Okay, cool. So now it doesn't really announce the fact that it's there, but currently our conversation is being recorded. So as soon as I hang up the phone, or yeah, as soon as I disconnect, it's gonna go ahead and start processing the audio into text, and then it's gonna send it to like our AI model that's gonna go ahead and summarize it. So we'll go ahead and hang up, and then if all works right and like the fact that this is a live demo, in about a minute or so, yeah, obviously, in about a minute or so, it'll go ahead and kind of show the summary on the screen But because it's a live demo, things tend to happen. So if we're not able to get to that, just know that it would actually show it once it's done processing. It's okay, we don't have to technically control
Get back.
it.
Yeah, get back twice. Sorry, just give us 1 second. She's restarting it.
So hopefully it will be there and something didn't crash. But if not, we can just kind of walk through an example of the ones that are already in there. Live demo.
Oh, it's still loading.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, cool. So yeah, so basically it'll kind of provide like on top, it'll kind of right now, or it just provides a quick summary. We're just grabbing that from Civil AI, and then it just provides like a text transcription of it with some summary points as well in there. I don't think ours is showing up there yet. It would just kind of like just me talking a second ago. But yeah, when this is fully working, it'll show up at the bottom.
Thank you. This was Notify.
That was perfect, guys. Audio came through sweet, because that's the most important thing. That was excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, Gemma.
Oh, I need that.
Everything to go wrong?
I need someone have an adapter, USB-C adapter.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I know. Everybody does. Yes.
That's for the.
You got it?
Do I come back now?
German, do you want us up there helping spam?
If you want to, well, yeah, or I'll ask for you guys to help you guys spam. So I'll need some like participation from the audience. So if you guys want to get your phones out and just kind of try like spamming the number I'll show on the screen, it'll be good fun.
Good chance.
Yeah, it shows the wrong screen.
I know. It gets so confused. Oh, and it's screwing over. There you go.
Oh.
All right.
There we go. So
You don't worry, just get yourself set up first. There's a shift as well in the screen, because I've been trying to use my Mac as USB-C, and it's...
I don't think that's the worst because it's a small layout, so that should work.
You'll be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone, get your phone numbers ready. I'll actually need you guys for this. Fine, just don't start texting until I say it.
Okay.
Maybe don't start.
You're good.
Hi guys, so this is hack. It's called Silly Message Boards at sillymessageboard.com. It is just really a small thing just showcasing a SMS webhook that you can go ahead and text, and it'll go ahead and display it in real time. So it's a little message board, kind of something that I did for like fun. But yeah, that is Silly Message Board, and we use the TADHack API for this. So thank you. And you guys can see it spinning.
What's the phone number?
Oh, the phone number is 407-358-0380.
0380.
Yeah, just a small little short one.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I wonder how many Yeah, that's, you guys can go to the URL, it's actually a live website, so sillymessageboard.com, and you guys can keep seeing the spam.
Excellent. Well done, Jimmy.
I was just honestly happy that the domain name was available when I looked it up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay.
silly message board.
Anybody else ready? Are you ready, guys?
Is Jennifer here? Yeah. Do we have all of our terminals? We don't. Can we get our machines?
On my laptop,
Yeah.
the one that's gonna
Yeah,
be-
we need to do those. Yeah.
We need to grab our.
I also need your description so I can put it on the list.
Did we send it to you?
Well, maybe you just did.
Yeah.
We sent it to you.
That one's- it's just
Like
a-
15 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Let me just quickly check something.
Yeah, it's just basically this is, there's ways to put.
Oh, from Charlotte?
Like,
No.
when you receive a phone call or whenever you press SMS, that's just an SMS webhook listening to the very next one. Grabs it and makes a text. And then-
It may be rendering just like incorrectly.
Oh,
Two-factor
oh, sorry, no, it was the,
I didn't add.
just a
Oh,
quick
you did?
description.
Okay. No.
Oh, I can give you one name, or I can give you one string description. I have a readme. It has like some summary of it.
Yeah, but I need your contact details and then the description is what you need.
I did that 2 years ago, I was really.
I'll show you the ones I've got. Maybe I'm asking you for something you've already.
I didn't think my team did crash. I thought my team did.
Yeah.
If anything can go wrong during that hackathon, it will.
Can I just edit that late document?
There you go. So what's the team?
At least we showed the
Yeah,
sponsors.
don't I have it yet?
It'll be fun. We had fun.
Just emailed to you the,
Yeah, Lauren's in the fun we had all.
Did you send it?
Good job, guys. The front end was cool. Yeah, it was good. Honestly, like, I'm so glad you guys showed up because we had no front end people here.
Go ahead and send it.
We really needed the help.
yeah, don't worry.
Jeremy was like, oh yeah, we'll get a front end. We're like, does anyone know front end? No.
Yeah, I wrote one
Uh-oh.
once in
When did you email it?
I saw HTML
I saw
once.
an email from you like really.
Yeah, it would have been around 10 or 11.
But I have, we had fun as people before I mentioned it.
Oh, okay. Oh, Vincent was coming and then he dropped out.
Alright, so that's the spreadsheet that we have. We just need to
Yeah,
review.
we're done.
I just need those,
Yeah, I think
basically,
it's still
yeah.
up there.
Alright.
Yeah.
I can download what.
I created coding.
Email that.
That's all, it's always fun to get learn a little bit, just mess around, it's not too serious.
No, it's fine. It's a good headache.
Yeah. Yeah, Ruby's all I get. Pretty much.
what's the one?
Because I've shared like just a sheet in the past.
Fastest way.
And some teams are going, that's not fair because the other teams will see what we're doing and, so I was like, okay.
Correct you?
Alright, that should be.
Someone will correct. You ask a question on the internet and one response.
5 emails.
Response to the question and give an incorrect answer and someone will correct you.
That's true.
There's like a bunch of different
Size or something like that. I'll plug in.
But anyway, get yourself set up, get yourself ready. As long as it's on the way, I don't care.
So I'll just do a Kubernetes box to show the telnet stuff going in.
Yeah,
And then we can do this telnet stuff.
I cannot do it because
Switch
I need to
to-
connect to.
It's going to our, my website. So,
Yeah, because it's
we'll
broken.
see it in the logs.
Okay.
And Grok is not running.
No, it died because I need to connect
So
directly to
then
the
I'll
internet.
connect to us.
Do you want to show the
I'll show the
symbol?
log of the SMS coming in. Then we'll show the, we'll need you to bring
Yeah,
up
it's
your
just, it
simple
wasn't
AI, show
great
that
for
working
video, so
with your
please,
machine.
who does all the videos.
You could upload what I have that has the symbol.
I don't know,
right?
that was like what we have to.
Transform it.
I'm not doing any data stuff right now.
Okay.
That's.
So we'll
Bring
just
it.
show simple AI working.
I have to, right now, all it's doing is returning,
Do you have something working to show something working?
no, because when I read
Do
it.
you have something working?
I used to do then I'm streaming from the internet because I can.
Great, thank you.
I can show that
Can
we
you
can,
get something working? Like, can you just bring something here to show that there's a internet on a screen? Do you need like a wired internet?
Yeah.
Here, we have.
well, if you just don't try to access the.
Do you need like an Ethernet cable?
Yeah, I'm going to steal.
There we go.
Yeah.
So that works, right?
Shoot.
Awesome. I'm going to plug in.
I'm going to update the telnet stuff.
Just log the conversation out there. Right now. And it won't work.
Oh, I do have it.
Sherman. Sad part is, I like your project more now. The message board was really cool.
Well, as I said, when I do like a blogging platform, next thing, you don't want to give a shit about it.
I didn't get what you meant, but it's pretty cool.
Clearly, hammering you now.
Alright, so we have the logs just
Are you
showing up.
interested? Very interested, very interested.
And then we're going to show the
So we
simple
will,
AI
yeah, we get time to
working.
have like.
Then
RMS
do
Then we need to
the
show
other way
your
around.
calendar. Yeah, can
It would be nice to have
you?
RMS support, so you can actually send photos.
It's cool that it handled emojis though.
And that's all of it.
No, we
I'll-
want to have
and then I'll
support
need to
for
show the
RMS,
chatbot.
when you get a message, and then we can extract it for each other.
Not yet.
You did great.
And that's sponsoring.
Jerry.
So
If I don't
in that
just
process,
for you.
we'll
Don't
show the
do it.
SMS, and then we'll show
It's like,
the
why would I be stupid? All right, let's do
No.
this.
then
No,
we'll show
I'm working
the
at the science piece, and
chatbot,
chat down for
and
forwarding
then the
them
microphone.
to the computer.
That's not good.
For some reason, I spent the whole week adding like MMS
Yeah, I mean,
support.
that's essentially
Because
how
all
it
the
really
pictures.
Yes.
And
I mean, I
it
had
turned
some
out to be such a
pictures,
shady
just-
feature that's also.
It just shows that it returns
I
data.
felt so sad afterwards.
Ouch.
It's, the base thing works, it works on
That's
here, I'm just building the Java file. The
Even some
authentication
business
works.
owners don't want photos being sent to them. That much.
Surprising. We have that problem at work, where like, like, we do so much work over like WhatsApp, and sometimes people are just like, you know what, I'm just gonna spam a bunch of GIFs. Truckers are great.
I can actually those guys.
Like, they don't sleep, they're up at 2 a.m., they're just like, all right, let's just send a bunch of
Where do you use WhatsApp?
No,
Just use
I
your
didn't.
process.
It's not as much. Yeah, more
It's
cross countries and people just.
Just show our terminals.
Yeah, I guess internationally WhatsApp is pretty popular.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do that.
We can
Good
prove that
feature flags
we're
are-
making calls and getting data back.
Okay, I could give you this.
We have it running so people can just see some results.
This.
So you can make a call and send results back.
Yeah, when the trophy arrives.
Register for what?
Facts.
Oh,
Right now it's
Yeah,
not. Right now, Telnix is going to.
I was registered for the team, and half the people don't show up anyway, so I just don't put a bunch of
Well,
people.
you'll need to do that for Symbol AI.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll show
I invite like 10
You
people
show
and then 3 people.
ATACs going through the logs without your ngrok.
Yeah, but you have to give me a
It's
2 minutes to
Yeah.
update the
I
Anchor.
still have fun throughout them.
Yeah.
I'll just do a demo with Chatbot then after that, and then you'll set up with your local symbol.
You got
I will, I'll start with the presentation. I'll
Whereas we
stop
start
your
with-
local ngrok.
we have to-
We'll
The
you
message
send a
board.
text message through Telnix so I can show the log.
Okay.
How many is it
And
critical
then-
to users?
I killed
You
Anchor
start-
and you do
Start
your.
ngrok, I will show the
I've been dying to
Chatbot
like
stuff.
finish, I started a project where I was
And
trying
then,
to clone,
hopefully that's enough time.
4chan, textbook,
Symbol AI
that's not 4chan, it's 4chan.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
You have to give me a few seconds to update the
It's kind of
code.
If you need more
visual
time, we
basic
have a
internet,
calendar.
like, smaller
Okay,
internet,
I guess. Yeah, this
So
one.
I have plenty.
Now we're-
I'm going to kill Anchor then.
And
Great, thank you.
it just feels, everything just feels boring now, like it lacks the same
Okay,
one.
It's almost all advertising.
You wanna get over here so people can see us?
Like, doesn't more remember Kobe 2012.
Sure. Are we all in the frame?
You can see
Oh, okay, great. So,
Yeah, so it's the edge here.
great, cool.
Just check.
Yeah, you're good. And you're out of screen now, so.
Don't go beyond this.
Yeah, I can go back a little bit. It's up to you. If you,
I'm fine.
You're fine there?
Yeah, I'm fine with
Okay.
this, yeah. Appreciate it. So can we start?
Yeah, remember to project and start whenever you want, okay?
All right. Hello, everyone. We are Team Citrus Harmony. That was a generated name, but we love it. We made a proof of concept that shows essentially an automatic booking bot. It uses the Telnix API, which we will give a demo of, to relay text messages, and uses a symbol AI to derive a date after one of our chatbots tries to work with the user. So I don't know if there's anything, we have a little bit of a, that was the problem basically for that problem statement. It just more automated so people can essentially text a business and without, like 24/7, be able to make a scheduled appointment or like for their COVID shot or for any other thing. So here, this is just a diagram. We're going to show you essentially through our demos the flow. So we're going to start with an SMS, and we'll show you that that will go to our service that's up in the cloud with Kubernetes. then that service will show that it works with a chatbot, and then we'll show working with Symbol AI. Eventually, we have an iCalendar that's essentially the output, the something that the user can apply to their calendar. So can we, here's a terminal of the logs. We can show that this works with, this is in the cloud right now in our instance. So would you send a text message and we'll just see something pop up here from Telnix. Great, so we have a message inbound from Telnix there. Great, I will just show you some chatbot features while he sets up the Symbol AI stuff. So our chatbot uses Rasa. That's brand new to me. There were a lot of chatbot machine learning tools to use, but Rasa seems like something really awesome where you can start using stories, and it's really configurable, and it really helps make a directed approach to a conversation, not an open-ended one. All right, we have this running. It's kind of hard to see, but we have just essentially a string. So that text message that comes in, we would essentially just throw it into this chatbot. I'll just show it to you here. I'll say hello. It says hello, how are you? I would say if I could spell, I would like to make a booking. It says, how can I notify you? I will say text, and it says, I'll schedule an appointment, but I'll need to know a date first. And I can tell you that at this point, this is kind of like the I don't know, here's what I could do. So the chatbot got a little confused here, but you can see that there is at least some sort of directed approach for a chatbot. Do you have enough time? Do you need more time?
It's already done.
Great, so we can show the Symbol AI.
Okay, we can
Awesome.
make this.
We're just going to show you. Do you have an HDMI cable?
Nope.
You don't have an HDMI port?
Nope.
So that's using as your second monitor.
Yes.
All right, so you have a display port.
Okay.
We're using our magical display adapter to hook up another laptop here. Please give us a second. All right. So here we're just going to show a demonstration using Symbol AI. So we have a Telnix sending inbound, and then that's going to basically send our whole chatbot conversation to Symbol AI. And really at that point, Symbol AI is going to give us nothing, or it's going to give us a date. So once we get either nothing or a date, we'll have some actions. But once we get a date, that means that we can make an iCal. We can actually schedule on a calendar, do some other integrations. It looks like you're pressing buttons, but we got
Yeah, I was telling him to say it on so it can to voice text the message. I will send the thing to that thing.
I will schedule for an appointment tomorrow.
Remember to project.
He just said, I'll schedule an appointment tomorrow. So he just talked into a text, and then that text is now coming through, or there's a job that's running off. And we've noticed that the Symbol AI API we're using, their Python library, is running a little, like up to a minute for this request. So some of the, we would have to address this with asynchronous type of stuff, maybe have a callback. I don't know if we can, well, at least we're just showing a proof of concept here. All right, looks like some stuff.
We're there.
Right. And we have an object here. If you can scroll up, it says kind of needs to. The original message was needs to schedule for an appointment tomorrow. And is there a follow-up?
And it is tomorrow. Text tomorrow. Type date. Value.
Great.
So
Sweet. So we would take that date and then we will show you the iCalendar setting. So we just have essentially a library that will make a iCalendar display for it, or just just give us about like 30 more seconds. All right, going to fire up a local instance of our Flask. So everything is running on a Flask server in our Kubernetes environment. It just has these kind of integrations that we're just showing you through the terminal. But you see, did you run that? Yep. All right, so we just generated a iCal here. So we just showed you just a proof of concept, and we'd love to possibly make this, but we ran out of time. Thank you.
Excellent. That was great, well done, guys.
That's as far as it's gonna go.
Can you connect?
Great.
The whole time, but then we'll just say.
So you ready yet?
I'm trying to translate an email.
Are you?
Got it switched out.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you. I didn't know anything.
I forgot how much you had to configure.
So yeah, just get yourself set up.
Okay.
Present when you're ready.
All right.
We did it.
That translation.
Yeah, translation.
I have thoughts on this one.
Dude,
You should use Chinese compromise form and like really bad.
Yeah, listen, sorry.
Yeah. I was like,
We did a React
the image
base, so
translation app, so like
You
held
guys
up
actually did
my
something else.
copy,
yeah, the first one.
model copy, and it said like, I don't know, leave it blood.
Get ready.
So it translated copy to blood.
Well, which one?
The original.
I sent it to you guys, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's called record it, and then give you a summary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
Simply add trends.
Yeah, yeah.
work for
We
Android.
were not able to connect to the.
Yeah, again,
AI
leverage.
models.
Well, it just replaces it with the same, your copies of blood.
I just like how fast it was and how Chatbot made it look great. I mean, it was like, you could make it obvious.
I'm going to have it to show on the phone, aware of showing the phone.
Yes,
Still no.
you just go to the camera here.
Uh-huh.
You'll see.
Perfect. Their language translation app.
Excellent.
Okay. So you can just, let's just check.
See.
As part of
Yeah.
Oh, you might be a little out of focus. Yeah.
No, okay. 'cause
There's
I have
probably a
one
somewhat
translation, 'cause I use an external
Sweet spot.
translator.
I can at least show and tell.
Exactly.
I don't know. That can run without ever touching the internet. And then they'll give you access to it.
All right, do you want to start or do I?
I think I'll tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we good? Whenever you're ready. Fantastic. Okay, hello everybody. So our idea was kind of born about because of my background in art, right? So I have a fine arts degree, and for a very long time, like, you know, I would go to art museums and stuff. And some art museums, they have like, you know, QR codes and things like that. You would need an app on your phone to scan to get extra information, right? Sometimes museums have that sort of thing, or galleries or whatever. Well, that can be kind of annoying, right, if you don't want to go to the extra step of putting an app onto your phone, right? Or, you know, it feels like extra work. You know, sometimes they'll have like, you know, virtual brochures, virtual, like, you know, prospects or whatever it is, right? Well, what if there was a way to make it so you didn't need anything else, right? You could just, as soon as you get your ticket and you give your phone number, then they can just, when they scan your ticket, send you a text message, right? SMS is really useful because, you know, it doesn't really require anything external to your phone, right? So the idea, right, is that like
we could just walk into the museum, have them scan, and immediately have the ability to communicate with museum staff, get extra information at any particular like painting or sculpture, or if we want to know anything else about it, whatever, right? That'd be really neat. So we have created a somewhat rudimentary version of the idea, right? So I guess we'll just go ahead and demo.
Yeah,
right?
we've got a demo set up. So what we envisioned was a API that their ticketing system could call as you scan in, and it introduces itself. It says, hi, here are the things I can do. Would you like to learn about, you know, a piece of artwork? Do you need assistance? Do you need to know where the nearest bathroom is? And like you said, you just don't have to install an app. So one of the portions, and the one that we have the demo set up for, is once you leave the museum, presumably the day after, it will text you and say, how was your visit? Would you like to leave a review? And so I'm going to demo that right now. And it's going to send a message to my phone. So I don't know if it'll focus, but there's the message. It says, we hope you had a great time at the museum. Please respond with a detailed review of your visit. So I will say, I had a fantastic time. My family enjoyed everything. So a positive review might look like, and this is submitting the job to the server, giving it time to get back. I had a fantastic time, my family enjoyed everything, and we will come back. Evaluate this as positive. We can restart the demo. And presumably this would be sending to multiple people's phone numbers with a session for each phone number. For the demo, it's just my phone. Please leave a detailed review of your visit. I had a terrible time. Disgruntled says, so the disgruntled visitor says, I had a terrible time. Presumably, we could apply this sentiment analysis to every interaction as the customer is going around looking for, you know, where are the bathrooms? What can I learn about this piece of art? We could actually apply sentiment analysis to every interaction that the assistant gives. And if anyone, you know, starts having a problem, the organization could reach out and maybe help with that before it becomes a big issue. So that's our demo.
Excellent, well done.
Still? 5 more minutes. I'm almost done, just building the Docker file.
No problem.
If this is for the next 10 minutes, I'll just run it off the PC itself.
Cool.
I would.
It would work, the problem.
Hey, Jeremy. How much does that number cost per text
Like to mine,
for the thing that you set up?
got like $1 left.
Oh, how much do you have on there?
I will.
Did you spend that money out of your pocket, or, like, there should have been credit for
Yeah,
that?
no, those correct.
On that refactoring.
There's 91 cents though.
So like I left my charges. I wasn't able to bring up WhatsApp.
Text messages being
So I got
15 cents or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it in terms of. That was a flex. That was a flex that, yeah. Text message.
So you're definitely a no, Jerry?
I'm not sure, yeah. About a minute, text cost a certain amount, and the text was like a quarter of a minute or something.
No, but calls were free on Friday night after Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Or you had your 5, your T-Mobile 5, or T-Mobile?
I gave up, what was that?
We did too.
So.
We did too. We
Started back
literally gave up
again.
and said, well,
I remember, I think I got
Yeah, one
more
at a time,
so
I
we
was
kind of like, so.
whether or not we were gonna show up.
yeah, we're like, if we
It was
don't
like
have
every night,
anything
like
done,
at
yeah.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
You can sit.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm glad I did it for a little bit.
Dude.
Because I did.
Back when there was
That was good, you guys did great.
Created.
We just excited about it.
I'm here with that.
Now everything's just standard, everything.
I was in Peru back then, so
You're just like
I
hammer
was not familiar with that.
Yeah, we have a lot of money.
Dude, if you just left your phone on and went out of state
cars?
without, and someone called you, you
Yeah.
would get like $20.
Same idea. Yeah.
Because it was your road. It was a thing called road that's facing.
Oh.
Now everyone has WhatsApp and just calling you.
So that we can do that without hammering their servers.
Yeah, you have all, you have a web
It
page.
was never.
Well, we
Never
will,
was kept, it still doesn't.
I'm just gonna go with the second house or something.
Yeah, I can do that because.
But the problem is like our, our red job was right
Yeah.
because there was.
Are you doing that next?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At least we couldn't get it.
So you guys build a
Then
chatbot?
we come back, and I would never say completely with what they said.
I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, I wonder if we never let it. So-
Yeah.
Talk to them some other.
Which is crazy.
It does meow.
Yeah, I know, that's the best part.
Was that?
We presented, yeah.
Just record sideways.
Thank you for letting me share this.
You gotta run
Whatever.
It's very possible.
It's posted online if somebody wants to watch it.
Which is why our activity was.
Where do we plug in?
Well, as well record
Do you want real HDMI or?
We have HDMI port?
More distance.
Perfect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you just want the,
Right angle.
yep. Actually,
It's always the last.
actually, can I see that right? I'll just do it on that. Hold on.
Yeah. No, right side. For me.
Me or, like, I need to show the
Video, probably.
or set up Discord.
So something you're after that, I was bringing another project. What's your address? You text IP to call you. Like whole building. I was just kind of, I was trying to figure out for our website. How we can do this. So I'll figure out unique users, if somebody might not log into the site, but they might need access. Someone will look at how much money, how much money. Oh, okay.
I think it's gonna build.
Yeah.
All right.
That is the optimal dashboard.
Yeah.
Back in front.
One is just doing
We track everything once they log in, but we don't track anything. It's hard to track.
Track like regular training. So I can also teach you a little bit about training if you want to.
My name is really good. Is you?
No. I just know we have some. I hear videos on it. I don't know if people will ever.
After everything's kind of like merged.
So do you know Angular?
I could.
I heard the other, yeah. I think it's, I heard that Angular is easy.
Well, one's on the main.
Yeah.
So do you wanna, like,
Or Kubernetes environment, I'm gonna leave it.
well,
But,
I'm just not even kind of figure out one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's
Maybe
all
you do
all this
the-
one.
As a problem, since we were-
I don't know, we got.
Well, that's calculated percentage.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, you don't have to.
Yeah, because I don't want to give you all.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I want to make this actually, right?
You have to go.
I don't like it.
In a room like this, there's no reflection.
Like the audience reaction.
Yep, start whenever you want, and remember to project so it gets to the camera.
For camera.
Alright. Alright, so, oh, sorry. We are Rescuer, autonomous rescue robot. This is TADHack 2021.
It's only very one component.
So thanks for our sponsors, Symbol AI, Jambons, Telnix, Awa, and Subspace. And, next slide. So our problem domain is, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Miami collapse building about a few months back. The building collapsed, there were, it was a catastrophe. There was a lot of missing persons cases. There was no way to actually figure out how to actually respond to the situation because we never had anything like this. And so like how do you figure out like where to find somebody, how to figure out which rebel in order to find that person and bring them to immediate attention. So this led to a lot of deaths. There's also rescue roads that are too big to navigate in such a space and avenue. So we wanted to kind of go through this domain and figure out like, hey, can we build something that could make this situation easier when we have to respond to a first case incident like this. And so our solution is called the Autonomous Rescue Robot, or Rescuer for short. So if you go back, if you go back one slide. So what we're going to be doing is we have first responders, right? And those first responders, we're going to equip them with a iPad or like a device, and they can go on an application that like lets them control this robot, and then like right here, and then the robot is going to be something like a Boston Dynamics dog. We actually have a smaller dog that's like that we kind of can like demo a little bit of it. And then it's more of a cat. But in any case, we have like a proof of concept and a prototype that we can use to kind of like showcase what its feature sets are for the bigger applications. And then and then the long-term goal is to use this robot with its advanced feature set to help in search and rescue operations. So here's our demo, and I'll hand off to Matasser.
All right, so basically our aim for building this robot is to reduce the latency it requires for emergency responders to get to hotspots where people might be trapped or they don't have access to. So for example, if there's a building collapse and there's rubble or there's an earthquake, rescuers need to get to people where they are, and they need real-time communications. So joining these two together, we've developed a prototype bot. This is basically sitting in the other room because we're going to show you a little bit of the functionality. If you can play the video real quick. So it has quadrupedal locomotion, so basically you can walk on all four legs. Right now it's a prototype thing, so it really falls, like it kind of falls over. But what we're able to do is, proof of concept wise, this is battery powered. It has a bunch of onboard sensors which are relevant for emergency rescue. Things like a microphone, it has a speaker, and essentially it can act as a voice relay unit. So imagine someone trapped under rubble. You can send the rescue robot in and have a line of communication with potentially people who are trapped under debris. So you want to go next? All right. So it has onboard cameras and imaging systems. So we're gonna show you that in a couple seconds. So via text, using our sponsor APIs, we're able to control the actions of our bot. So we can send text commands like get it to move to a certain place, get it to give you the field of view of whatever the sensors are seeing. So here, if it sees if it, for example, sees a sign, it can look at it, and you get a text back with an MMS saying, this is what I'm seeing right now. Moreover, we can get different readings from the sensors. So there's a thermal camera equipped there. If there's a fire or there's excessive heat or excessive smoke, we can detect alarms which are relevant to these conditions. Next one. Right. So we also have real-time video. So you can actually make like a conference call or like a video stream with someone who is potentially trapped, and this is done over Agora.io, and we have the ability to stream live video from the bot and communicate in real time. We can get the transcript off of this using Symbol AI. Next. Okay. Yeah, so you want to talk about two-factor authentication? Yeah, so two-factor authentication, we use TADHack's two-factor authentication in order for the real-time emergency responders to be able to access the bot at any time. So this way we are allowing multi-access to a single point of operations, and we can do that via either phone call or via SMS. So essentially you get access to all the robot functionalities as if you are logging into a website.
Oh,
Next.
Here, this is the next.
No, it's on next slide.
Next slide.
Next slide. Or I guess not.
Yeah.
No. So this is our, do we have other slides, other videos? Or is that it?
No, I think
Okay. So this is like a big picture of our engineering architecture. So we have the first responder interface, which is going to be like a website in this case. It could be also a mobile device or an Android app or an iOS app. But what it has is it has different controls for like a D-pad setting. So you can control the robot up, down, left, right. We're going to incorporate other features, but we have to scrap it. But this is a core feature set. And then you have the web RTC camera, which this is actually on the dog itself, and it's facing towards whatever the search and rescue operation is happening. And so the main premise of the architecture is this connects to our backend API, which is a layer that handles all the communication protocols from the database, which would restore information related to what sensor data we're getting there, whether it's smoke data, temperature, CO2. We also have down the pipeline a way to also do sensory measurement of the area, like sensory perception.
Right, so the one thing we weren't able to completely do is we actually have we ran out of time trying to do like a microphone array. So essentially echolocating where somebody might be asking for help and locating them via multiple microphones. So essentially it's like you can tell where a sound comes from because you have 2 ears. And that was the same concept that our next step is to apply here. Effectively, we kind of ran out of time to do that, but
yeah.
The idea here is essentially the same as relaying a call. And in addition to it relaying a voice call, it would also tell you where this sound is coming from or where the person is. Because usually in rubble, like if you are under a building or trapped, you don't have access to GPS, so GPS is kind of useless. But you can use sound to kind of say, oh, the sound is coming from X direction or Y direction. And the way to do that is you have multiple microphones and just to do like a beamforming of the audio that comes in. Next. Okay, so on the technical side, the controller for the Raspberry Pi or the robot is a Raspberry Pi. This has all the code and all the communications platforms reside on the Raspberry Pi. The Arduino controller does basically most of the motor stuff. We have 8 servos for leg locomotion. We have a servo on the neck area for panning the camera. We also have an ultrasonic sensor for object and for obstacle detection. And then we have a thermal camera which detects fire or hot spots where rescuers would be advised caution to go into.
So this is a little bit of our backend architecture. just how our interface happens from the front-end responders application that they're looking at for controlling the dog, as well as for the web-to-web interface to the actual dog itself. So we just have different endpoints for getting data from the dog that's collecting it to our database. Locations is like specifically where it's moving towards and like what areas of interest are around its area. Robot status is whether it's on, whether it's like autonomous. We had a future setting that we were kind of planning in the event that you want a dog to kind of like run around a circle and just scan the area, for instance. So we can check a robot status or like its internal settings. Then we also have one for actually setting those settings right here, another for just getting specific data related to nearby areas of interest, and then this is for actually controlling the dog itself from the web interface to the dog.
Okay, so just a quick, if you
Oh,
back
this
the
is,
slide.
yeah.
Okay, so just a quick note on these. All these paths to control and getting data are all implemented via, like, you can have texts that do all these things. So the entire platform can be controlled via either app or text, and in the future via voice.
Yeah.
Next.
This is just an example of our data storage, how we're capturing the data, and this is one example where we're capturing the inputs from like the up, down, left, right, from the user to the dog, and that's what controls the dog. So basically what's happening is we're sending this data to the database, and then the dog is reading the latest entries from the database.
Okay.
And we have also different tables here where we're storing data related to logging in, related to security, related to data infrastructure or location data.
Quick word on how we implemented this stuff, the tokens, that comes in from the two-factor authentication you saw earlier. So Telnix gives us a way to do two-factor authentication. So what we need to have is either an SMS-based verification for the ER or a registered phone number that the ER responder who's controlling the dog would have. So either of these two ways work. This is basically shown in the video like a few slides back. And apart from this, all this other data is real-time updated by the system, and you can query it via text. Okay, so how did we use all the sponsors? So Telnix and Jambons was basically the main communication platforms used. So all the texts that can control all the activities we saw, they're mainly Telnix.
Calls.
Yeah. And well, the text and the calls were all Telnix and Jambons together. So Telnix more, it's kind of, we found it, especially because we had the two-factor authentication, the flow was much more smoother in Telnix. Jambons was actually, it was actually pretty surprisingly easy to set up because they have a Node-RED plugin. So all we did is just threw together all our endpoints in Node-RED. We have a diagram of that afterwards. Symbol.ai, we used a real-time transcription. So basically, if we had someone talking or like a message that needed to be relayed, we could actually do out that message and then translate it to different languages and have the dog speak different languages. So obviously, if you're in a multicultural place like Miami, the responder will maybe not speak all the languages that the person needing to hear understands. So that's why we kind of thought of having real-time transcription and then a translator backend, and we can do notify by text. So for example, we're going to show you that right now. If you send a notification, the dog kind of talks. Okay, Subspace was the most interesting challenge for us because this actually is very geared towards this kind of scenario. Subspace is used for low latency data transfer. So we set up like a toy packet accelerator. So obviously our last hop is the Wi-Fi network, so we're always bottlenecked by that. But we did manage to set up a packet accelerator where we sent out basically a stream of bytes. In our case, it would represent the real-time data that's collected by the sensors coming in. So that would potentially be updated faster than any two-way communication or messaging between the robot and the rescuer. AWA network, we didn't really use much of it. All we did was we compared what would cost to send the message via Telnix or via Twilio. So we set up Telnix and a Twilio route, and we kind of got a comparison of, if we control the robot via Telnix, this is how much it would cost. If you control it via Twilio, this is how much it would cost. And finally, the real live streaming video, we used Agora.io, and we basically used the WebRTC platform for getting real-time video. Okay, so this is the Jambons flow that we're talking about. So we basically had our messaging and calling verbs from Jambons, and we had basically webhooks integrated into our backend. So pretty much all of it is like a REST architecture. So using Node-RED, it was pretty easy once we had the architecture all set up to just plug and play everything into Node-RED. So if you guys are familiar with Node-RED, I would suggest using Jambons in this way. Next slide.
Excellent.
And this is our team. So we're gonna, before we go off, we're gonna show you a couple of things. We're gonna do the notify and
Yes, the notify.
all right. You know.
All right, so I'm gonna send a text to the bot.
Can we all text it?
Yeah, you can, actually. I will.
Better turn to the TFA, or it's gonna really confuse the bot.
Oh,
Yeah, is there a way we can get the audio from the machine up there?
Yep. Let me just, because I turned the audio down before. Now, if you're pumping your audio out through the HDMI, it should be there.
The load time pass. Cover notification sent. Notify the load time pass. Cover notification sent. Notify the load time pass.
You can also pictures.
We need a Cookie Monster voice back.
So,
that's all we
what
need.
do you say?
So this is the number.
Well,
407.
just so I can like explain it, like, what do you actually send?
Notify, and then whatever you want. The box.
So she's sending notify and then the message of, is that what he says?
Yes.
Yeah, what you send after notify
So
would
it's
be what he
basically
actually
what
speaks.
the rescuer would send out this text.
And then what's the next one? It was the-
Yes, there it is. So last picture that the bot took. And this is.
You know, you can show the camera.
I'll put it sideways.
Yeah, no, just walk up to the camera so you can show it on the.
Yeah, that camera, the left one.
This is
from the computer
the
you can
last
see.
picture.
And that was her sending a command to take a photo.
And yeah, if you guys want to try it too, the number is 407-305-0867.
305-8067?
305-0867.
Oh, 0867, okay.
We say notify and whatever.
Type in notify, and then
Hi.
start whatever.
Cover notification sent. Notify hi. Cover notification
I said
sent.
hi.
Notify hi.
Not my phone on me.
Well, what do you want me to have it say, Vincent?
Say,
Cover notification sent. Notify Subaru. Cover notification sent. Notify Subaru.
say all your
You are
base
in my
quantity.
sorry,
Your face.
showcase belong to me. Appointed as expired.
I think our
Cover
robots
notification sent. Notify your car warranted as expired. Cover notification sent. Notify your car warranted as expired.
We could showcase the live stream if we wanted.
Yes.
I could do a.
And
Okay, we're sort of getting over
here's,
time
and
now.
here's another photo that we took.
Do you want to go to browser for this one?
Is there anything key? Because we're sort of like running a bit long now.
Your car warranted as expired. Cover notification sent. Notify your car warranted as expired.
He does it. Yeah.
Cover notification sent. Notify your car warranted as expired.
That was excellent. Well done, guys.
Thank you. That was. Let's see.
Let me just turn down the volume on this because we get kind of a bit screwy. Great, well
I'm
done.
almost done. I'm just writing the PowerPoint.
Well, Jerry, do you have something?
Yeah, it'll take me a little while though to set it up, so,
Okay.
hold that.
We'll wait. There's no rush. So, you get yourself ready for Excel. And let me just give you a quick update in terms of process. So, as you can imagine, we have a lot of hacks coming in. The being judged as the hacks come in. So it's not like, oh my God, I have like 40 hacks to judge in 5 minutes. They're sort of, through the day, they're evaluating them. We'll know the global winners most probably by between 9 and 10 p.m. this evening. Okay, that's just based on the volume of hacks they've got to review. So because normally at Orlando, I normally have some of the sponsors here. So this is my first time in not having some of the sponsors. So to be fair, because I like to distribute the love as broadly as possible across all the hacks, I'm going to wait in terms of announcing how we're going to distribute the Orlando prize money until we know what's happening with the global prize money, okay? Because I don't want, sort of one hack, disproportionately getting, so it basically just helps all of you having more chance to get some of the cash, okay? So that's the reason why I'm delaying it, all right? It does make my life a little bit easier because I'm going through hell at the moment, coordinating between different locations whose live streams aren't working, but just so you understand why, no announcements, I'm afraid, so I apologize. But once you're done, you can go. There's lots of packets of chips if you want to take some home. There's Reese's Pieces as well. So grab what you want to take home, okay? So again, I apologize that we're not finishing with a bang of, here's the Orlando winners. But I hope you understand there's method in my madness to basically ensure we get more prize winners in Orlando, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Al.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're not done yet. We're waiting on Fractal to make his presentation.
Oh, Jerry?
Oh, Jerry?
Jerry's presentation?
No,
I'm excited.
Jerry.
He's working on a synthesizer app.
Yeah.
I hope we got the transducers working.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was doing something cool.
I know. Yeah.
We'll wait. We'll see if he can.
Can you tell us a little bit about the logistics for Enterprise Connect?
It's canceled. It's virtual.
It's all virtual now.
It's all virtual now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No loop. There is
no farmer
loop.
There's no loop. Oh no.
Just so you understand how cool I got everything lined up, because they were worried about how many people. So I'd made sure you got full passes.
Yeah.
So you could attend the conference if you wanted to, as well as, of course, the Expo. The Expo's free, and there's lots of goodies. But also, they weren't going to have that many people at the Expo. So it meant that you're going to get a ton of basically tchotchkes. And they were so desperate that they were actually getting Valencia, some of Valencia students to visit as well.
Oh, I was so excited for that.
But now it's all virtual.
No,
now it's all virtual, yeah.
Can we still get swag?
What's going to happen
Can we
is...
still present virtually though?
Yeah. So what's happening is I've got a slot on Tuesday.
Okay.
So I'm going to be presenting. I know it's. So there's the virtual slot on Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm going to be creating a video with some of the hacks in there. Inti, who's watching us on the live stream here, he's going to sort of this evening into tomorrow going to edit that up. So there'll be like sort of my intro, and then we're just going to show some highlights of the hacks. Okay? So you will get international fame and recognition through Enterprise Connect, albeit virtually, which isn't the same as going down to the Gaylord and then being able to sort of present, and then the expo opens, and then you basically stand in a cube with lots of $20 notes, you're getting blown past.
I mean,
you.
there's like a little booth where just money flies in the air, and you just have to catch as much
Yeah.
as you can.
I'm getting all ready for that.
I got like 50
Practicing
bucks
and
there.
everything.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, yes, all these $1 bills. And I caught like a $5. I was so excited. I'm just like,
I know.
I can buy lunch today.
But hopefully, so just quickly on, there's a couple of things coming up. Well, we just wait for Fractal and Jerry to get ready. Avaya are planning an event in Orlando in December, and they want to do a hackathon. And they, well, if you look at what they did in Phoenix in at the start of, before lockdown happened, so they had some big prize money. So I'll let you know what's happening there. I've got a meeting next week with them to work out. I'll be honest with you, it might end up being virtual because they've got exactly the same problems that Enterprise Connect has. A lot of the big corporations basically are going, we're not letting anybody travel down to the COVID capital of the world. So, we'll see. So that, might be in person, might be virtual. And then Enterprise Connect is planning to run again in March of next year. So that's normally, so I'll let you know what happens there. But again, COVID is here. It's now endemic in the US, in the global population. So we've just got to wait for the lawyers in the large corporations to stop their knickers being in a twist, that's a British term, to basically, once they allow the people to travel, hopefully that March event will take place. But again, we're talking about lawyers. So, but again, just wanted to give you a quick update on that, okay? So we'll wait for Fractal and Jerry to get ready, and then they will be our last two, okay? Again, thanks so much, guys. Great jobs.
I was waiting for a Q&A because I wanted to make some comments. How cool it would be, right? Did you ever see it was like Twitch, you could play Pokemon and you could enter up, down, left, right, and chat.
Oh yeah,
that should be pretty cool with that robot crawling around.
That's what we have, like, the controller.
Yeah.
That's literally what the controller does. Yeah, we can move the leg back, forth, up and down. The thing is, like, in order to build a good code, you need like a couple of days just to make sure it walks correctly.
Yeah,
this is not a rolling
wires were like too crunched
Wires are
together, and so the legs weren't moving because the wires were
Yeah.
hardware problem, man.
No worries. But yeah, it's cool. Good job.
Thank you.
Text controller.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Right.
Twitch plays rescue.
Twitch plays Rescue Bot. Let's go.
It's expired.
It's gonna be the new Twitch thing. Real life chat. Twitch plays Rescue Robot.
We'll get into the hot.
It's more text. I think it's cool.
I'll be like on the chatting live section.
It's too bad it costs too much. Like it would cost too much money to run.
I missed your presentation, man.
Oh, you're good, but that's it. It's just a silly message for .com. You can just go there.
Okay, I'm gonna read my message.
Yeah,